What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another action figure review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Super Skrull Wave Doctor Doom. I did review this figure a while ago, back when I picked it up, but that review is not very good, so what I'm going to be doing is going back and reviewing some of my figures that I reviewed back when I was not very good at reviewing. And we're going to be taking a look at Doctor Doom in this video. Anyways, with all that being said, let's get right into it. So we're going to start off this review by taking a look at the packaging, and you can see here that there is a window right here where you can see the figure and all the stuff he comes with, as well as a Fantastic Four logo right down here with Doctor Doom's name, a Hulk Build-A-Figure logo right there, and on the top there is a Fantastic Four logo. On the side, you can see there is some amazing artwork of Doctor Doom, and on the back there is an image of the figure. Sorry for that. An image of the figure, a bio, and the Build-A-Figure, as well as the other figures you can collect in the wave. On the other side, there's another image of that artwork, and on the bottom, there is nothing. Alright, with that being said, let's take a closer look at the figure and its accessories. For the first accessory we're going to be taking a look at is the first head sculpt he comes with straight out of the packaging, which is the more modern head sculpt. And you can see this head sculpt is very good. This is how I display him most of the time. You can see there's some amazing detail going on with there in the eyes. The eyes are pretty straight in there. You can see that is quite impressive detail. The hood is nicely sculpted. You can see there's some amazing detail to like the texturing on the fabric for the hood. That is just incredible. You can see they even sculpted the wrinkles nicely on the hood back there with that little dip, I guess. You can see that is some amazing attention to detail. You can take a look in there at the armor. The hood is a softer plastic, but you cannot take the head out, so they are attached. But yeah, that is okay, because I mean, it's a pretty basic look. You can see some closer look at the details in the armor. But yeah, that is the first head sculpt. Now let's get into the second head sculpt. The second head sculpt we have is this classic style head sculpt, which looks amazing as well. You can see he's got that pointy nose. Here is a comparison between the modern and the classic head sculpt. They both look super good. This one, you can see the eyes are painted nicely as well in there. The plastic seems like it's painted. I don't see any of that marbling that we normally get with these metallic characters. So that is an awesome plus. You can see the eyes in there done really nicely, as well as the mask, which does have some different detail. You can see because it is based off of a classic design. You can see they actually, oops, let me just take that off there. You can see they did have the head underneath. I don't know if they sculpted it underneath, but it is definitely there, so it does look a lot extra realistic. Bringing it around, you can see they did do an amazing job with that same texturing going on for the fabric of the hood and some wrinkles on the back as well as on the top, and you can see they even sculpted the stitch line going through right there. That is some amazing attention to detail. Let's get on to some of the other accessories now. And those accessories would be the hands. And for the first set of hands, he has a open menacing hand, which looks nice. You can see they sculpted the strap in there. The armor plate looks nice. It's very accurate to Doctor Doom's look. Very nice hand. I do have him displayed with this hand. And the other hand is a gripping hand with a trigger finger, which will go along with another accessory here in a second. You can see that one has some of the same armor plates, those pointy nails, which is crazy. The sculpting in the straps as well there. So yeah, that is the first pair of hands. For the second pair of hands, it is a pair of fists, and you can see these do have that marbling plastic that I was talking about earlier, which isn't a big deal, but I mean, that is kind of obnoxious, but I mean, it doesn't look that bad. You can see these are sculpted very nicely as well, just like the other pair of hands. Yeah, these aren't that special, they're just fists, but they do make a good inclusion because you can get some good doom hands. Like that, and these do just come off and are attached by a peg. So there's a closer look at that. Yeah, very nice. The next accessory is his pistol, which looks very nice. You can see there that it has some great sculpting for the handle, like the stitches on the leather, some nice sculpting for the gun going on there. You can see they did get a lot of tiny details on this thing. This thing is tiny. This piece right here is a bit bendy. I don't think you would have to worry about that breaking, but you might want to worry about it bending. I'll throw an image up on the screen of him holding it to demonstrate what it looks like in his hand. But yeah, that is a pretty good little accessory. Now let's move on to the actual figure finally. Here is the figure out of the packaging, and I must say this is an incredible figure. The amount of detail on this thing is insane. Before we get close into the detail, let's talk about some things. The cape is a separate piece, which means it does flail about, and it is a hard plastic. Well, not that hard. You can bend it about, but it is... So it is a softer material. There is also a peg right in the back and a hole, which you can use to peg that in if you want it to be a bit steadier, but it does fall out kind of easily. With that being said, let's get a closer look at the details. Of course, we already took a look at the head sculpt, so let's take a look at the body. You can see that incredible texturing for the fabric goes all across the tunic, which looks incredible. You can see the belt buckle also has some incredible detail, and that belt also kind of looks like actual leather, which is crazy. They sculpted a crazy amount of detail into this thing. There's a holster with that D on it, and it does open up, and you can fit the pistol inside it, just like so. It just like so. I haven't done that in a while. It's been in there most of the time, but there it goes. It does fit in very nicely. That is what that looks like. Coming on down, you can see that fantastic silver paint applications. There is no marbling going on, which means this is all painted. They painted the straps inside the armor. They even got the chainmail on the ball hinge on the feet, which is crazy. Underneath there is the jet repulsors and some pegs, or peg holes. Coming over through the arms, we took a look at the hands already, so let's get a closer look at that. Super intricate details. There's some marbling. I think that's marbling. No, that's just sculpted detail on the shoulder pad there, which is crazy. Coming on the back, you can see they got the jets on the back and more sculpting going on the tunic and the belt. You can see the figure's legs are a bit warped, which is a bit ridiculous, but you can see there they sculpted the chainmail underneath the armor on the articulation joints, which is crazy. Like I said, they painted the straps to the armor. There's just a crazy amount of detail on this thing. Taking a look at the cape, you can see they did the wrinkles very nicely and even sculpted the fabric texturing just like they did on the rest of the figure. Alright, that is it for detail. Let's get into articulation. Starting up here at the head, you can get him looking up that far, which is pretty good considering the hood is there, as well as looking down that far. You can also get a full 360 and a little bit of tilt. The neck and the torso are also separate pieces, so you can move the neck as well, which is awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and take the cape off and pop on this other head just to demonstrate what it is like. You can get it moving up that far with that one and down that far with that one, as well as a full 360 once again, and not much tilt with this head sculpt. You can see the arms do go out that far, which is not that far, but hey, it's still pretty good. You can get them going down and a full 360 rotation. Swivel at the bicep, bit of a tight joint there, but you can get it going a full 360, as well as a double jointed elbow, which is quite amazing. You can also get a full 360 in the wrist and a hinge. In the torso, there is what appears to be a dumbbell joint, so you can get him going a full 360, a side to side, which is amazing, a down that far, and a back that far. So great articulation in the torso. The legs go out that far. You can see there is a cut in the tunic there, so it does not hinder the articulation. You can get them going down backwards, not that much, forwards, actually quite a bit, surprisingly. There is a upper thigh cut up underneath there, you can see right there, so you can get not a full 360, but you can get pretty good range there. A double jointed knee and a joint down here in the foot, so you can get going forward, backward, a full ankle pivot, and yeah, that is all the articulation. Now let's move on to some comparisons. For the first comparison, here he is next to the Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Iron Man, and you can see they are around the same height, which is good, and I'm sure Dr. Doom would be the same height underneath that hood, so yeah, they're basically the same height. Maybe even Iron Man is a bit taller, so yeah, these two figures do look great next to each other. So yeah. And with that being said, that's going to do it for this review. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. And subscribe if you're new to this channel yourself, as well as hit that notification bell so you never miss it when I upload. One more thing, please follow me on Instagram. I post action figure photography and reveals almost every single day. Don't quote me on that. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next